My 31F boyfriend 31M has a 31F friend that uses him like an ATM and never pays him back. As the title says, my boyfriend has a friend, we're both her friend now, that became his friend from working together years ago. They remained friends after he left that job, occasionally hung out. Now, they rarely speak and don't hang out, but she does reach out when she wants something. Some background info: this friend has her own boyfriend, and is pregnant with boyfriend's baby, about 3 months along. They've been together on again off again for about 2 years now. This girl is the queen of gimme attention. Her social medias are thirst trap selfies, with more filters than a Folgers warehouse. I've come to find that whenever she wants money, she contacts my BF, pouting. To him, she's just a nice girl on hard times again. He is an incredibly kind person and gives her money. She always says, "I'll pay you back." She never has. Every time she is in the slightest of inconvenience in her life, she, let's call her B, calls, messages my BF, let's call him D, to give her sob story, cries for attention, and say she's in some sort of bind and needs money. It's always something. And he, of course, feels so bad for her, she's his friend. After so many calls and messages like this, I've caught on that she's an asshole, using him for attention and money, 'cause she knows he's a softie and she'll get it. At one point, I asked, "Hey, did B ever pay you back?" He says IDK. Checks his Venmo, nope. So I sent a request to her for the amount. Weeks went by. No response. Sent a reminder. It went ignored. I have expressed on more than one occasion that I am unhappy with this. I let him know she is taking advantage of him, and using him, and he's being too nice. He said I was being kind of mean and he will always want to help his friends. He and I live together, have our own financial woes, bills, and cannot afford to be giving money away. At all. We are trying to save for our own life and future together. We both are in sales jobs that have inconsistent income. Money is always tight. Fast forward. She asks for more money. Out of nowhere. B. I'll pay you back. D. Okay, sure, of course, just be sure to pay it back. She again didn't. I expressed to him that I'm tired of this woman coming to him for money. He brushes it off. She calls a few weeks ago complaining she and BF had a fight. She was so upset, her life is so bad. Needs a ride and doesn't know what to do. She is not in a relationship where she is trapped. She can literally break up anytime, but she chooses to stay because she thrives in drama. A few days after, it's all sunshine and roses with the boyfriend again. She was implying she wanted a ride, and D and I had plans that day, and when it became apparent he wasn't going to go, white knight, rescue her, she got pouty, short, and said, "Okay, well, I'll figure something out. Bye." I messaged her afterwards, telling her if she needed anyone to talk to she could talk to me. She says, "OMG, thank you, I need friends so bad right now." She never messaged me. But she definitely messaged him. A couple days ago. Again, asking for more money. And he sent it. But this time in Apple Pay instead of Venmo, so I couldn't see the transaction. Because he knows I'm sick of him giving her money. Not only is he giving away money we can't afford to be giving away, especially knowing it's never coming back, but this woman is pissing in territory that isn't hers. Originally I was offended for him being taken advantage of. But now I'm pissed that she is definitely stepping in on our relationship and, in my opinion, taking advantage of the fact that she can get him, another woman's man, to give her our money. And now I'm additionally pissed off that he isn't respecting my input on this as his girlfriend, life partner, future spouse. According to him and OBVY, I'm down for that. He doesn't respect that I have asked him on more than one occasion to stop sending her money. She can't keep relying on my boyfriend for her money. She's not his. He's not hers. And he's not an ATM. He hasn't told her that I don't like that he's giving her money. But I assume she could figure it out. Also, she has a job. Maybe more than one. She was a dancer. Yup, that kind. And waitress and FedEx driver. So she has money. And plenty of men around her she can ask for money. And she probably does. This woman. I'm not okay with it. I've told him on more than one occasion I'm not okay with it. I've mentioned it before and he thought I was being mean because she needs help. It'd be mean not to help a friend in need. It's not like $5 here and there. It's been hundreds of dollars. This woman who has her own BF, baby daddy, keeps coming to mine for money and emotional ego stroking. And I'm sick of him giving it. She could be asking for money from every dude she's ever contacted and they're all sending her money. I wouldn't be surprised. What can I say to him to get it through to him? What is going on here and how I feel that will make sense to him? Should I reach out to her and ask her kindly to stop asking for money from him, relying on him, and thusly to fix her life for her? Should I have a girl-to-girl chat with her about this? I think it's insanely inappropriate for her to be coming to him at all. I feel like because D is so kind that he will never see it my way because he won't want to hurt someone's feelings. He's generally the most kind person I've ever met. But this has to stop. I know that if I was ego-stroking a male friend and giving him money any time he asked, D would have a problem with it. Especially if this person was someone I'd made a glowing praising appreciation post about a few years ago, like he did for her. Yet he's never done for me. Just remembered that. Dear Reddit, please help me. My boyfriend has a Reddit account or two, and I see no need in going anonymous because even as a this am I the asshole is very specific and he'd see it and 100% know it was our situation. I had an entire post well written and axed ain't it the asshole LLY deleted it oh my gosh. Did my best to get it all in here again. Don't know if I did, it's a lot. This is the gist though face with rolling eyes Damn you phone. Damn you thumbs for hitting the wrong buttons. Too long did not read. Woman keeps coming to my boyfriend for money, he's too nice and keeps giving it to her. How can I it through to him, or her, to stop this? Next time I bring it up I want to be sure it's the last time I'll have to. You gotta put your foot down. Either you stop giving other women money or I'm leaving you. Can't control his actions but you can make it clear you won't tolerate this any longer. Seems like your boyfriend is her boyfriend. He's clearly into her. Ask him for the amounts of money he gives to her on a regular base. He surely can't be the sugar daddy from both of you. Set up an accident his name and give him the infos when he realized that he got used. Why wouldn't she keep leeching if she keeps getting enabled? Your boyfriend is the problem for clearly putting her before you. 26F. Love my boyfriend, 27M. But we have major incompatibilities. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years and love each other very much. We show up for each other, listen to each other, express care and gratitude toward each other. We both live an active lifestyle. However, there are some significant incompatibilities BWS that is making me wonder if love is not enough in this situation. For example, my boyfriend currently works in construction, and he desperately does not want to work anymore. He is not a lazy person in general, he just does not like working for money. I work in a corporate environment and make more money than him. While I don't love working, I have accepted working for the majority of my life as a likely reality. He repeatedly has said that he would like to be a stay-at-home dad, and other related comments painting a future of me being the sole provider. I have expressed to him over and over that I do not want this responsibility and that I want to function as a team in terms of everything working, maintaining a living space, building together. My boyfriend also wants to leave CA, but I really do not want to leave. I grew up in CA, my family and friends are here, and in spite of the cost I love living here. Also noting that my boyfriend and I do not live together, he lives his family currently to save money because does not want to rent an apt, he wants to buy a house. Recently we had a conversation about having kids, in which he said that he is ready and I told him I won't be ready for another few years. I asked him questions like how would raising a kid together look? Especially if we moved out of state, and did not have family or friends to help with childcare, how would we manage the costs? He asserted that if he puts money down on a house for us then he thinks it would be fair for me to be the sole financial provider for him and a child at least in the short term. I don't really believe that he means short term because he has expressed so many times that he does not want to work. This did not sit right with me and really drove home the question for me of whether love is enough to sustain this relationship. We unquestionably love each other and we support each other in so many ways. But when it comes to a lot of the practical side of building a life together I have doubts. I overthink things but he is on the opposite end and does a lot of things impulsively. Are our incompatibilities things that are worth compromising on? Is love enough and am I just overcomplicating things? We've had so many conversations about these topics but have not reached any resolutions or changes. Loving someone is only one facet of a successful relationship. You also have to have shared goals and similar values. It doesn't sound like the two of you have that part. I want to say I was with someone where it made more sense at the time for him to be a stay-at-home dad. And even though I agreed with it, it was still really hard only taking 8 weeks off each time and missing out children's milestones and having to be the breadwinner. So unless you are 100% on board, I would not go this route. No bad guys, you both want different things out of life. where to live, division of financial responsibilities, division of parental care, etc. Apologies, but there is no real viable team here. I feel like his lack of ambition will always show and bother you. He also wants to have kids? And not pay for them? I really think financial issues are so important in partnerships and relationships. This is huge. Financial issues are also ingrained in people. A change of heart in this area is rare. Make sure your birth control is working properly, and I suggest you stay sober so there are no mistakes you don't see. If both of you are unwilling to compromise or find middle ground, your relationship is practically over. How long y'all been together? My wife, F32, is in contact with another guy behind my back, M30. Brief rundown. My wife of 3 years but together for 10 years was recently serious hurt at work. She was rushed to the ER and I was notified. As I show up to be there for her, I asked to have her phone to call her mom, sister and other close family members. Me having full trust with her over the last 10 years, I've never needed in her phone. But she hesitated to let me in. But she knows my passcode to my phone no problem. So I make the phone calls I needed, and later that night she need to be transferred from one hospital to another. So I met her at the next hospital where they immediately took her in for some wound baths. As she was back I figured I'd look to see if I had missed anyone I need to call out of her phone. So not being nosy, I came across name with a silent mode on. I opened it up to find lots of texts from as far as I could go back, which was about 2 years. Some flirty text, some sexual texts, no sexual pictures. So I decided to get on social media where I find another silent notification on. So of course I looked deeper into it and it about the same stuff I found over texts. As this been going by her in the hospital, still I've been by her side the whole time, but obviously confused on the way I'm acting toward her because she doesn't know I seen this. She keeps telling me she's glad I'm here. This is only gonna make us stronger, ECT. She talked to a therapist with me there and told the therapist I'm her rock and the kindest human she ever had in her life, ECT. As this was going on, I was hoping she would just let it all out and come forward with what she'd been hiding for 2 years now, but did not. I also told her I could step out of the room if need be if there was something she wasn't comfortable talking about, and she reassured me that she has nothing to say that I can't hear. I love her to death and want to know the reasoning behind these conversation with this other guy. But me being me, I don't want to bring this up during her stay at the hospital because of everything she going through now. I go home at night and I feel extremely lost and empty and confused. What should I be doing? Any advice would help, thank you. Ps. The other guy is not in state and as far as I know have not linked up with him since this started. Give her divorce papers. I think you should be taking some notes, and once your wife is out of the hospital, you should ask her to be honest with you, because it's important for you both to be happy. Lies and denial will not keep this marriage together. I'm so sorry this is happening to you, Op. I wish I had better advice. I wish that people didn't do this to each other. Good luck and do what you can to find your own peace of mind. I think it's touching you care so much about her feelings to not confront her immediately. But don't lose sight of the fact that she couldn't have given 2 shits about your feelings while she was having an emotional affair with another man. Does she deserve such compassion from you? I'm going to say absolutely not. Keep us updated on the situation. This is why it is wrong to put the girlfriend, wife on a pedestal. See a therapist to vent those emotions. 18M. Being evicted from my foster parents, 50M and 46F, house in the summer. What do I do now? I've lived with these carers for 12 years, and for a long time, I genuinely saw them as my parents. A few months ago, a combination of disagreements and me feeling disrespected led to me leaving home to stay with my grandma for a few days. And when I came back, it took me a while to build up to our normal level again. A few days ago, I was sat down and told that the rent and overall expenses is getting hard for my foster parents to manage. They already have one biological daughter in university, and I alongside their youngest biological daughter will be leaving for university in the summer, leaving them with just one foster daughter. This means that they will be moving to their second home, where there is not enough room for me, and so I am being given a month after my A-level exams end in June to move out. Logically, this makes sense. Their house has 2 bedrooms, I can probably stay with my grandma in that time, and only my foster father works due to medical complications for my foster mother. But I feel so hurt. My bedroom, my safe space, is basically being ripped away, and even if I do stay with my grandma's, she's quite strict and I have a lot less privacy and freedom. My brain has automatically taken a shift to just referring to them as my carers, whereas in the past I considered them my parents. They're trying their best to keep things normal, to show they still care for me, but I just feel so betrayed and abandoned. I don't know what to do now. I don't know how to navigate these feelings or even begin to communicate them. Am I overreacting? I can't help but feel I have a right to be angry, but then how do I express that? How do I tell them how much this hurt me? Edit. There's been some confusion about the first time I went to stay with my grandma. Things at home got to a point where I was continually disrespected and isolated, and after an incident I'd rather not go into, I relapsed and self-harmed for the first time in 2 years. I went to stay with my grandma for a few days while I was at college for most of the day, and when I went back things were never properly addressed. Over time, they slowly rebuilt my trust, and I grew more comfortable with them, and then they dropped the news I was being evicted. Please talk to your social worker about going into an independent living program. They will help you get an apartment and get on your feet as an adult. I'm sorry you are going through all of this. Hopefully the family will still want to be a support for you even though they are struggling financially. Your feelings are valid. Being abandoned hurts, and it may even hurt more when it's adoptive parents. It hurts, but don't dwell. You are now officially into sink or swim time. Sounds like the foster cash is coming to an end, so they are offloading you, as you are no longer profitable. Please speak your social worker. If you're in the UK, there are arrangements that can be made for your foster carers to keep receiving funding for you staying with them. What's happening with the 3 daughters? Are the 2 who are heading to university also losing bedrooms, or do they already all just live in one bedroom together?